racing, second in the chase in 2012, and Clint, I'm sure looking forward to using 2013 as a springboard to another fantastic season. Talk about how things may have gone for you out there the first time in the car at Daytona, and expectations for the coming year.
Yeah, let's start with the car first. Really, everybody's super excited about this race car and what it brings to our sport, and the identity that it brings back to the passenger cars you see on the road. So this was my first time I've been in it. I didn't do the Charlotte test, so it was fun to get out there and see what it was all about. They're certainly cool looking to see everybody's cars down here and be back to racing. It's been a great off season. Enjoyed a lot of good times with a lot of family and friends, and it's kind of good to get back here and get in a groove and be back around the guys. Certainly had a great year last year, and just got to keep going. Just got to keep building on what we had last year. And I feel like from the time we unloaded, our car was right back up on top of the board, and I was like, well, so far so good. I guess we'll see if we can screw it up. But we haven't been able to. It's been pretty good so far. I'm ready to go home.
Well, before you do that, we're going to have to answer a few questions. So we'll start off with Alan over here. We'll come back over to Dwight, please.
Alan Cavan at NASCAR.com. Being that it's your first time in the car, can you feel the difference from the super speedway cars of last year, and what was it like in the car this morning?
Not necessarily on a track like this. Especially single car runs. I mean, out there by yourself, you're still the same chassis and same components underneath of it. So, fuel-wise, all by yourself, you're not going to be able to tell nothing. It's when you get the other cars out there, you get to, feeling the way they draft, the way the air moves around them, how you move down and get gains, off a side draft and things like that. Those are the things that are going to start showing up later on. So right now it's just trying to make it as fast as possible, and as far as that field goes right now, single car, it's virtually the same.
And take a bit of a detour. Let's go to Bob Hawkris, then we'll come up to Dwight.
Bob Hawkris, Sporting News. I promise I won't ask about this every week, but there was some talk on Twitter that maybe you and Gordon ran into each other at New Year's Eve.
Already? This is 2013, Bob.
I know, but I
was on the damnedest boat you've ever seen in your life. I'm from Kansas. We don't have big boats in Kansas. We have very big bodies of water, so I think he was on that same boat. There was a lot of other people on there, and there was a big time being had. So it was, yes, he was on there, and I think it was on the same island. I'm pretty sure he was on there. It was pretty late. Put it that way, Bob.
But y'all didn't bond over. Y'all didn't bring in the New Year together.
Yeah, we held hands and walked on. Discussed the past year and enjoyed ourselves throughout the whole vacation. That was the one person that I definitely wanted to vacation with, Bob. Yes. I could not wait to get there for that very reason.
Okay, we'll hit Dwight.
Is that what you wanted me to say?
I just wanted to know if anything happened.
If anything happened.
About to stop now?
Yes. We'll go to Dwight, and then to Kenny, and then David Newton.
Dwight Drum, RaceHate.com. You've been kind of a resident of Daytona this week with the Rolex, and now with this. You're adjusting to a lot of changes with the Rolex car. Now you're getting into a new car here. Can you talk about that adjustment?
Yeah, I got talked into the Rolex deal. What a deal. I went down there and tested. I was struggling to find where I needed to be on the racetrack. There was cars that were way faster than me, and that's something that was new for me. It was a lot of fun to be able to race with both bosses. Rob Kaufman and Michael Waltrip were my teammates, and it's just a kind of enjoyable weekend to be able to test down there. Looking forward to the race and hanging out with the guys for a long time. 24 hours is a long time to stay focused. I don't know. There's going to be plenty of product in the 24-hour race that I will be using it. So, been fun down here so far.
Kenny Bruce with NASCAR.com. Clint, you...
More vacation questions?
No.
Where did you vacation?
We won't get into that. Coming off a surprising year for you last year, maybe.
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that.
Really good finish. Well, it wasn't like that team that set the world on fire.
Surprised the hell out of me, too.
What do you guys, what is your team, what do you need to do to be better this year, and how confident are you that you can be back in that position again?
You know, we just got to continue to improve, and that was the one thing that I felt like, you know, Brian, Patty, and everybody on our Energy Toyota did all season long is continue to improve. Right up to the point we were out of time. Unfortunately, come up short, but nonetheless, I felt like, you know, those chase races, we picked our program up in a big way, elevated our game. You know, me and the race car, us working together, our chemistry, Brian calling races. I mean, just everything was really, you know, coming together and working well. I see that same thing, you know, starting out the year. We've got to, obviously, you got to start out on the right foot. You got to start out with you know, get that confidence, that momentum going early in the season. That's very important. All the while, you're down here trying to win, you know, the biggest race of the year. So this one's always tricky for me. You know, you're full of emotions. You don't know what to chase. You know, you don't know what goals to chase down here at Daytona. This is the one opportunity a year you have at the Daytona 500. But also, you've got to get the year started off right and you know, take care of business point-wise and things like that. I mean, it's crazy you think about that in Daytona, but you do. You know, I mean, if you get yourself in a hole and crash out 20 laps into this race, it'll take you a month to overcome that.
David Neat, ESPN.com. I'm going to try to help Bob out.
This will be good.
See if he'll just clarify.
It's always the same ones.
Is the issue with you and Jeff over, or
who cares? Really, who cares?
Somebody does. They read about it.
Apparently, you guys do way more than we do. I could promise you that. I missed that deer that I was talking about in Texas, though, if that makes you feel any better. That was more important on my off-season list than figuring out where I was going to vacation and who I was going to vacation with. My neighbor shot it. It sucked. Yes. He was really happy. I was not.
You gonna let this linger?
Huh?
You gonna let this linger and not give a definitive answer?
Yes. If it bothers you, yes.
Okay, we'll come up to Stan, then we'll go over to Claire, and we'll go back to Ken Willis.
Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. You talked about the body of the car and the changes there. It was my understanding that there's also a weight change. 60 pounds being lost from the car?
Lost or gained or?
Reduced. Is not the weight of the 150. 150 total,
It
right.
certainly wasn't on my part. I had a big off-season. There was a lot of cookies on the counter, you know what I mean?
But does it make a difference? Are you noticing it in the car at all?
No. No, I don't. I didn't even know that, so maybe better go back and tune in. But no, I did. You know, they added. The reason I asked is they added a couple bars inside the car. You know, and I was thinking that you would have said the other way, but probably the body. You know, being lighter or something like that. I would say carbon fiber hood and deck lid would be a big part of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. The test. Anything that you watch here, even though there's a lot the drivers are saying we really can't tell, there's the speeds you keep an eye out for, the drafting you're anxious for. And obviously you had a very strong season last season. What do you look forward to at a test like this?
You know, personally, just coming down here and enjoying a test with the guys. We haven't seen a lot of them, catching up with them. You know, Christmas parties and things like that is about all that I got a chance to see the guys. So to be back down here and getting in the swing of things and making sure everybody's set on kill for the season, I mean, that's really, me personally, that's what I'm down here doing. I mean, holding a wheel, sitting in line and stuff like that isn't much fun, but you know, when we get down to drafting and things like that, you know, we'll see what we have. But I mean, we've all been doing this a long time. We all adapt, you know, pretty well to things, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens, how the cars move around, how they draft. You know, like I said, those are the things you're looking at is, am I going to be able to push at all? What's going to happen if I touch the car in front of me? Am I going to spin him out? Am I going to, you know, the thing looks a little more like a spear than it used to, so I don't know. We're fixing to find a lot of those things out here in the next couple days.
All right, we'll go to Ken Willis, and we'll finish up with Christian.
I'm good.
Christian Brody, WMTV Orlando. Clint, you said it looks a little bit more like a spear. What do you expect to find out when you're bump drafting with these cars that are very different up front than what you were driving?
Well, I know that they've done a lot of work to prevent us from doing that very thing, so who knows? Are we going to be able to even bump draft? You know, like I said, that's why we're down here. Everybody's working on, you know, everybody has different you know, agendas. There's new teams down here, new driver lineups, you know, a lot of things that are different. But probably as a whole, as a sport, we're down here to try to figure out what this car is going to do for the Daytona 500 and make it as successful as we can. Bob.
Quick, Bob.
Do you care that you're not in the, I guess it's now called the Unlimited, the Sprint Unlimited, which was the shootout?
Well, I didn't set on a pole, so you know, didn't deserve it. You know, certainly had a good year, but nonetheless, it's off of poles. You know, I didn't like how they changed the rules before, but you know, certainly I'll probably be watching from the back of my dirt hauler in Tampa. I'm gonna go down there and watch my guys, and there is a TV in the back of the hauler, so I'll probably be watching it from there.
All right, Clint, appreciate your time.
Is that all? You're gonna kick me out now?
Yeah.
All right, it's been fun. Thanks for the awkward question, Bob. Appreciate that.